This hearing centers on alleged probation violations, and it represents one of the most critical turning points within the criminal justice system. Probation is fundamentally a second opportunity granted by the court. However, when a judge determines that this opportunity has been misused, the consequences can be substantial. Observe how the court evaluates not only the underlying offense, but also the broader pattern of conduct.
And a motion to revoke your unadjudicated probation. On probation for the second-degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation, placed on probation. I think the dates in this updated report are, must be wrong. It says on May 8th, 2025, he met with the high needs officer for the initial visit. Should that be May 2024?
Yes.
Okay, all right, just want to make sure. So, placed on probation back in April of 2024 for that offense. The allegations, failure to report, failure to work, testing positive, didn't do the theft prevention class, behind in fees, and behind in restitution. There was no agreement. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Mr. And I've
Take note of the violations presented: failure to report, positive drug tests, and unpaid supervision fees. In probation proceedings, it is rarely a single misstep that leads to revocation. Rather, it is the cumulative effect of repeated noncompliance. Each violation diminishes the court's trust, and trust is the foundation upon which probation is granted.
received an updated pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Madam Judge.
Any additions or corrections to that report?
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
I would say, other than Ms. Court has any addition.
Okay.
I would like to hear talk.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead, Mr. Lewis.
Judge, this situation from talking with my client as well as members of his family is definitely one that his substance abuse issue is something that he definitely needs to address. He's willing to. He understands that that's, definitely been in his way as far as definitely trying to complete this probation successfully. I would also like to add to that after speaking with him and with some of his family members that I don't believe he was on any type of mental health or any type of conditions dealing with his probation.
He was
I know it's
high needs.
Mm-hmm. Because from talking with him, there's definitely some things he has gone through in his past that I think affect him and are triggers for him. And I believe that, if he's able to get that type of help, to help with that, I think that would definitely help with the substance abuse issue. I believe there are vehicles available through community supervision that can address that. He's more than willing to accept that help. At this point, understands he needs it. I know it looks like the recommendation in the updated PSI from probation is for ISF. It's something that they would recommend. He's more than willing to comply with that and try to work with that as much as possible. If there is anything that's available that has some type of aftercare or anything, he's more than willing to do that as well. Especially, like I was saying, as far as, any treatment he can get as far as that would definitely help with some of the traumatic things he's gone through in his past. I think that would definitely help with the substance abuse issue going forward for him, Judge.
Okay, and the recommendation isn't necessarily ISF. It's if I were to continue, but the recommendation sounds like they've exhausted all efforts that, anyway.
There is an important legal nuance here. The recommendation of the probation department carries significant weight. While judges are not obligated to adopt that recommendation, a statement that all rehabilitative efforts have been exhausted signals to the court that multiple opportunities for compliance have already been extended.
Ms. Smolfino?
Judge, I certainly respect all the efforts that Ms. Court has put into this defendant, and I don't ever like to overstep what the recommendation of the probation department is with respect to trying to help a probationer, but my read of it is that it's probably time for revocation, but I certainly would defer to what you all
Well, it sounds like that's the recommendation of probation as well, really. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I mean,
Can I
sure, go ahead.
please speak? I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. I really have. But I beg you, Your Honor, please give me another chance. And
But you begged me when you were here before.
Yes, ma'am. And I got out. And
This is often the most emotionally charged portion of a revocation hearing, the defendant's personal statement. However, in a courtroom setting, expressions of remorse alone rarely alter the outcome. Judges look for demonstrated change, not merely promises. The underlying tension is not solely about punishment, it is about whether the court still believes rehabilitation remains possible.
the second day I was back on the streets. I did not have a plan for my life outside of just getting free. I met with the ASAP team, and they really gave me a lot of inspiration, a lot of hope so that I can change my life. Granted, Ms. Core has done an amazing job as my supervisor, and I apologize to her profusely, but I am not someone who wants to waste away in a jail cell.
Well,
I'm someone
so
who wants to.
here's the thing, Mr. Dill. When I looked back at your original pre-sentence report,
Yes, ma'am.
there wasn't an agreement in that case. It was a cap. And the reason for that cap is because you already have felony criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
You've already had 2 felony probations that were both revoked.
Yes.
And then I gave you probation again because you stood there and did just what you're doing right now. You saying the words,
Please.
you
give me-
stop. You need to stop because it's not going to get any better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
By what you can say. I appreciate that you probably would like to do what you're saying,
Yes, ma'am.
but you've been given every opportunity. Probation's worked with you. Again, those felony probation revocations, one was in 19, one was in 2021. It's not like they were a long time ago. You've been given every opportunity on probations now 3 times. 3 times. And she worked with, when I'm reading through this pre-sentence report, Ms. Core tried to contact you. She tried to
I didn't
reschedule.
have a phone. I was getting texts. I was homeless. I have been homeless a lot of my life.
But that's what probation's for, is to help you. You have to go to probation. You can't keep using those things as an excuse.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 6 freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, find you guilty of burglary of a habitation. Going to sentence you to a term of 5 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives.
The sentence imposed is 5 years of incarceration. To some viewers, this may appear abrupt. Legally, however, it is not. When probation is revoked, the court has the authority to impose the original sentence associated with the underlying felony offense. Probation is not the punishment itself. It is the opportunity to avoid that punishment.
You the right to receive. I'm going to hand you the trial court certification. I need you to sign that with Mr. Lewis. It shows that this was not an agreement, so you do have some limited rights to appeal. I'm also handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term, and you should read that written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk to Mr. Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
I understand this isn't what you want. Take advantage of it, and when you get out, take advantage of opportunities in the community, because there are some that can help you.
Thank you.
All right? You can go back with
Say
the,
one last thing to you, Judge. I will change my life.
I hope so, for you.
For me.
Yeah, I hope so. I really, truly do. All right, sign that document, please, sir.